Esperance Jacqueline cleans rice before selling it. This is her main source of income. When she is at home and wants to cook rice herself, she uses kerosene to light her stove. Like millions of other Haitians lacking the money for electricity, kerosene is one of the main fuels of choice for the poor. It's cheap. A liter costs about 50 cents. But last week, the government announced a price increase of 50% on the fuel, a decision which would have had a devastating impact on the poor in a country where half the population, or about 5 million people, live on less than $2 a day.
If they hike the price of the gas, poor people won't be able to afford it. Only rich people will be able to do so.
The proposed price hike led to widespread and violent street protests. It forced the Prime Minister, Jacques-Guy Lafontaine, to suspend the move. In spite of that, more protests are scheduled for Friday. In February, the International Monetary Fund agreed to give Haiti $96 million in much-needed funds, but only if the government agreed to several measures, one of which was raising the price of government-subsidized fuel. The government complied. Chaos ensued. This Haitian economist says his country has been receiving loans from the IMF for more than 30 years, and the conditions to borrow carry a steep price.
We know the IMF is playing the worst negative role and isn't permitting our ability to develop our local economy. The IMF's fundamental role is development for the global markets. But before we open up our economy to the world, we need to develop and to make structural changes in our local economy.
The majority of Haitians want the Prime Minister gone, but they don't trust anybody in government, and they want a change in the entire system, a system that for many years here has benefited the very few that are rich, but hurt the majority of those that are poor.
In the case of the fuel price increases, those who would have benefited are the few that are wealthy who own the distribution networks, gas stations, and kerosene companies. Everyone else, like Esperance Jacqueline, would have lost. Gabriel Elizondo, Al Jazeera, Port-au-Prince.